picking some mulberries. Trying to get to them before the bugs do. Before the birds do.
What are you gonna do? I don't know if you've been listening to the news lately. Yeah, apparently we're gonna have another potato famine.
Oh, it's always something, isn't it?
Apparently, they're not doing so well.
The potatoes?
Yeah, like we were eating last year's potatoes supposedly.
Okay.
That smells nice.
Well, I mean, so are we talking like
Is it
some
too
sort
late?
of disease going on, or
I
is
think
this
it's
like
weather, but
weather? That's usually the thing, ain't it?
So I was wondering, is it like too late to plant any?
Well, it depends upon where you're at and what your weather's like.
Well, May's supposed to be kind of cool. I think it was because we had a warm April, beginning of April.
Yeah, I think
And May's
here,
kind of cold actually.
yeah, here in Oklahoma, usually we have a better chance at a nice, long, cool fall and not a long, cool spring.
Except for this
So
year. Which is kind of weird.
fall potatoes are usually better to do.
Oh, okay.
But, hang on, but.
I just wondered.
A little box oven. I know. Horrible.
Is that what those are?
That's what's going to happen. But you're right. We've had a we're having a very cool spring.
Prey bug.
Yeah.
Don't use too much.
What?
Okay.
Different kind of.
Can we steam that?
That is a leaf-footed.
Yeah, he was. And he flies.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's another one. So do they eat box elder beetles?
No, those are kind of like stink bugs, but different variety.
Look at all the little hover flying bees.
Anyway.
Potatoes.
We're talking about potatoes.
You're stepping on your yard waste.
Yeah, don't trample the yard.
You are.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to do that.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm tripping on Italian irises.
Oh wow! Check out those irises.
So we're gonna plant potatoes or something?
So we've had a cooler than usual spring, and we might be able to get away with it.
There was a little warm spell.
I did have some planted.
I think that's probably what happened to the potatoes.
But I'll tell you what.
And the citrus plants.
I'll tell you what. If it's going to be a shortage, and we might have a hard time getting more potatoes later, maybe I ought to plant a couple more.
We got pots over there.
And
the dock is done.
You know, I did notice, come to think of it, that I've got some red skin potatoes that are developing eyes. We could probably plant those.
You do?
Yeah.
You see red skin?
Yep. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll go ahead and stow this away. We haven't got much from the mulberry this morning. You just have to pick these every day, really, and just keep up with it. See, we didn't get much off of this bush. There's some more on the other side. And of course, of course, if we just eat them all, we're not gonna. Oh, that is good. We're just not gonna have any. Probably better put this away. Let me show you guys what we're doing with planting potatoes. Come on. Okay, so right here we've got a bunch of pots, and as you can see already, those are potato plants popping up here on the back row. This front row is Jerusalem artichoke. I need to do some weeding and do some more planting.
Some stakes. Those guys are gonna get crazy in there.
Things on the surface like this Monarda punctata, but I could probably move some strawberries or other perennials, small perennials out around the surface area of these pots, because they're not going to do much with this space except grow weeds. I may as well plant something I want in there. But let's have a look at these guys over here. Now, having them in pots is convenient because you can always move things around. You can move your drip tape irrigation around too.
Because I moved the gophers away.
Well, yeah. Having stuff in pots is good if you have gophers like we do. So tuberous vegetables like this here, the Helianthus tuberosa, Jerusalem artichoke, grows well in a pot. This is a 10-gallon pot, not a 5-gallon bucket. You could probably get away with 5-gallon buckets, but you have a little bit better results with larger pots.
Drainage.
You can get 10-gallon pots. You can even get 20-gallon pots.
It has better drainage than
I think we're paying like maybe $5 or $6 a piece for these.
Basically, where people go and buy their pot supplies, grow their pot stuff.
So let me show you this real quick here. Let's make some space. Yeah. Let's say that you wanted to work on your potato. We got a potato plant here, like so. What we did is we started out with a pot. We put about 6 inches of soil in it, put our seed potato in, and then whenever it starts to grow up, we're going to get this hardware cloth, going to put the hardware cloth around it. And I'm going to need to go get my trimmers and we'll trim this out. A while back, I don't know who to credit, but it was not my idea, and I believe I first heard about it through Mother Earth News. Is that the name of the publication? Yeah, I think that was where I first heard about it. But I mean, they probably got it from somebody else. It got it from somebody. I don't know where it started. But somebody up north realized that you could stack tires together and grow potatoes in tires. And you had your first tire down, you had your soil in it, and then you put your potato in, you put another tire on top of that, and you cover the potato with soil. Alright, this is kind of where we're at with the 10-gallon pot at this moment. We got this first layer of soil down, potato covered with soil, it's begun to grow. Now what they did was they stacked more potatoes on top and they added mulch. And as they added mulch around the potato kept on growing. These are indeterminate potatoes, so they'll keep on growing, keep on producing tubers as long as they can. And they just kept on doing that with the tower of tires. But if you're further south, you wind up with the problem of tires trap heat, and potatoes don't like too much heat. Now a little is fine, especially when they're first developing, to get them started, but after that they really don't like it. So what we're going to do here is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm crushing a leaf, is I'm going to try to size this wire to the pot. I think we go right there. Okay. So I'm going to cut right along that line there. Now what we can do here is we can bring this like so. Settle that down in the soil a little bit. There we go. And now we bring in mulch and fill in with the mulch. As potato grows, we just keep filling the mulch in at the top here. Whenever we're done, this comes out. Move the mulch to walkways wherever we need it to go, and we harvest the potatoes. We get enough warmth for the roots with the pot down here, and we don't overheat or stress the plant with too much heat. Also, this is a lot easier to move around than a big pile of inner tubes or a big pile of tires. Alright, so here we go. This one here is a red potato. It is probably a Pontiac red, more than likely, and this would make it a determinate potato, which means that they just have one growth and then they're done. So a little bit different than the indeterminates, which is just fine. They are geared for a shorter growth season. And oh, look at that! See if it's starting to have green starting to pop out of that eye right there. It's all ready to plant. So this one, what we're going to do is we're going to start out once again with at least 6 inches of soil.
Like that to be continued.
Is that a rock? Okay, that's a rock. Alright, and you see how nice and loamy that is? That's like the native sandy stuff with loamy. It's the native sandy stuff mixed with a lot of wood chip decomposition. So there we go.
Is that the dirt you made?
Yep, that's
I can tell, there's a bunch of roots in there.
That's what we made, yeah.
I think if you buy potting soil, I don't think you get it with free roots.
No.
Ow, the bench is hot.
No.
All right.
So there we go. That's about 6 inches or so. It's probably a little bit more than 6 inches.
You could probably sift out those roots and toss them back.
We probably don't need a piece of a
tape
wrapper in there or whatever. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to pull out some wood that didn't quite finish decomposing. We're going to take this spud and put it right there.
You're not going to cut them apart?
Nah, I mean I would, but
why not?
Because I'd have to wait a couple of days for it to cure. Yeah, And
You
I don't want to, and we already did that. And I'm just doing this one for demonstration. As I said, we're already getting into the late spring, so there we go.
Early May now.
That's going to start us off, and then what we'll do is go ahead and fill in the rest of that with soil.
This is why we bought extra pots.
Yep.
Because you had to pull out all the trees that were supposed to go in the pot. So okay.
And that'll get us started. And then we'll fill in with more soil, not mulch. As this one's developing, we'll fill in soil to at least here, and then we'll mulch it the rest of the way out.
Because it's different than the other kinds?
Because this one is going to grow, this one's going to grow one growth, produce spud, speed dot.
Because the other ones were the regular Idaho potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
This is the russet, right?
Right. Yeah.
Red potato.
No, this is
The red one.
This is a Pontiac red.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are so many kinds of potatoes. I got a red pepper.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to come in. Pardon. We're going to move these cucamelon starts. See, these got little cucamelons right there. This is a curly dock. I don't know what that is, but these are cucamelon starts.
It's like an elm tree.
And we're just going to let those. We're going to let those cucamelons get a little bit bigger before we move them out someplace. Probably, I'm going to put some in with these Jerusalem artichokes.
Cucamelons? I thought you were going to do beans with the Jerusalem artichoke.
I can do cucamelons, I can do beans, I can do tomatoes, I can do just about anything that likes to climb. I just want to put this in here with the rest of the potatoes.
Tomatoes don't really climb. They're sort of like droop.
Isn't it the rest of the potatoes?
Oh no, it's stuck.
There we go. And that just gets turned on, waters everything really good. So in here we got a bunch of this sedge grass. It's a nut sedge, but you know what? You never do see any of the nuts. Anyway, it's kind of a rip-off if you ask me.
The grass has nuts.
Yeah, this particular grass is called nut sedge, and it's supposed to have little tubers. Oh, actually it does. Look at that. There's one of them. Okay, I lie. You almost never see these.
Let me see. Oh, I've seen nuts on those before, or tubers, or whatever those little. Is that like a tuber?
Yep, that's a tuber.
Or like a peanut?
And it is edible.
Oh.
It is edible. Of course, the problem is this particular grass just takes over everything. So yeah, it's got these little edible tubers. Tiny little things. So yes, it is technically speaking an edible species, but wow, pain in the booty to deal with. So
You'd have to get a lot of them.
you have to get a lot of them.
I do
Here,
have a lot.
have a tuber.
Right.
Sure.
I'm gonna stick it in the pot. Is that okay?
Huh?
What do you want me to do with it?
Whatever you want. You want to eat it?
I think you probably want to get the outer part off.
Ah. Yeah, I think it needs to be peeled, and yeah, they're not very sizable. They're fiddly, and the sedge grass has a tendency to just take over everything else. So, question is, do you want to keep it? I don't really want to. I'm just.
Your ducks would eat it, probably.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think ducks eat sedge grass. I've observed
pull
them.
it up and then pull the
All right,
little,
here is a. This is a yellow dock or curly dock.
What if you pulled the little nut off and had a bunch of them? So you have a bunch of sedge grass.
I was only able to find a nut on that one. Usually I don't get the nuts on them. Usually whenever you pull it, the nuts get left in the soil, and since they're so small, round, and brown, it's easy to mistake them for
Ground.
bits of, well, soil. Yeah.
They do look a little bit like a nut.
Yeah.
A lot of things with little nuts and tubers do that. Let you yoink them and.
So that one's a dock. We're going to keep it, just not in here.
Yeah, you got so many dogs.
Like I want you, I just don't want you in here.
You got plenty of dogs.
What? We can always use more dock. All right. But having prepped this, I can now put either a tomato or a cucamelon or whatever I want in here. These Jerusalem artichokes, Helianthus tuberosa. You're not growing them for the flowers. You're not growing them for the seeds. They don't really produce edible seeds to speak of. You're growing them for the tubers that they develop underground. And the tubers are, unfortunately, something that our local gopher population or local rat and whatever else we've got population finds incredibly delicious. They can't get enough of them. So we have to grow them in pots if we want to get any tubers out of them. But they are a fairly decent starch crop. You can leave them in the pot all the way through the winter, harvest them whenever you need to. That's kind of useful for their storage purposes. But they also grow incredibly large. They'll get to be 13, 14 feet even sometimes. Huge plants. So they would make great trellises for anything that's climbing, any sort of climbing vegetation you've got. So what I've got here is, this is a Chadwick, I think. Sweet cherry tomato. Sorry, Chadwick cherry tomato. That's the varietal here. And it was grown by cloning. We cloned the plant that I preserved over the winter and grew this cherry tomato. So now I'm going to go ahead and give it the opportunity to grow here. Isn't that cool? Now, as it grows, we'll allow it to climb and intertwine with the Jerusalem artichoke. Alright, so I got this is a yarrow. It's growing in the driveway, so I pulled it up, had a look. I don't think I'm ready to divide it just yet. It's got two pretty good little pups right here that are going to pull off, and then 2 main stems. But we're just going to let that grow out a little bit before you even mess with it. We'll put it in some good soil. It's growing in poor soil. I don't know how it's going to react to being in good soil. But we'll make it a companion here. Just going to make it a companion plant for this Jerusalem artichoke. I know, I buried the pups. They'll come back up. Now, as the season progresses, we have other things we can plant alongside these Jerusalem artichokes in these pots. We're going to get a few pounds of tubers out of each one of these, and we're probably going to get a good 3 or 4 pounds each out of each one of these potatoes. Maybe even 5, 6. Depends upon how good of a year we have as far as sunshine grows, and as long as it doesn't get too hot. Of course, one of the advantages of having them in tubs like this is if it starts getting too hot, we can always retreat them a bit further underneath the canopy of the pecan trees that we have here, or one of the other fruit or nut trees that we have around the property. We have the ability to move them into the shade. That's the essential point. And we can adapt our conditions to allow them to have optimal growth to the extent that I feel like moving them around. Remember, I have to expend energy to do all that. And that requires busting out a handcart. Yeah, trouble. You know I'm lazy. Back and forth in the driveway here should be sufficient. Hey guys, this is all I got for you today. I hope you found the video informative or entertaining. Maybe a little bit of both. If you did, you know what to do. I'll catch you next time. Till then, get out there and get growing.